any way you want. I can slide in your shit. You can slide if you want. But you get kind of toasted and roasted on this bigger to be what you know when you're coasting. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. We trapping, no capping, we trapping, we capping. No Triggered Mob, Hearts for Humanity, come in. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Yes, yes, yes. Please come in. Please come in and join our live. We want to know what you think this morning. This is going to be an open panel live. That means you get to get up on here and talk a little bit to Trigger Gang. Talk to us and see what you think about this real life street stars. Lagena Gold, Angela Gold, Angela Love, Lyric Gold gets to tell her story. And you guys get to come up on in here with Trigger Gang and talk to us and get up on the panel and really speak to us and really give us your input. I want to know. So please come on up in here. Come on, guys. We're not going to play this too long. We're not going to do this countdown too long. We want to get up in here. We was going to get up in here with you guys last night, but we wanted to give it some time to soak in a little bit and play this, this real life street stars interview, talking about Legena Gold and her talking about her life. But we want to know about Triggered Gang and what you guys think about it. So come on, we're gonna slide through this little intro one last time, and then we gonna get it popping because you know how I do it. I like to hit you early in the morning and give you something to think about, and then I'm gonna come and hit you again this afternoon with some other stuff that's going on in the world. Then I'm gonna hit you one more time tonight. So we're gonna do a 3 for 3 today. So you already know. So we're gonna pop it like it's hot and we're gonna bring you the news. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you, Trigger Gang, for joining me. I love you so much. What's good, everybody? Tell me how your day is going. It is Thirsty Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Thirsty Thought Thursday, if you want to call it that. We want to know what's going on out there in the streets. How is everybody? What's going on? Trigger Gang is in the house. We are in the house today and we are dropping it like it's hot, baby. So you know, come over here to the lit Trigger TV and we're going to drop it like it's hot. You already know. So come on in. We're going to drop this for you real quick. So come on, we're gonna play this to the one last little time real quick. Hey, hey, off the damn dome, y'all know. Hey, ha, 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 hey, 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 hurry up. Go on, DJ, let's get this thing going, shit. All right. I'm ready to get into it. Shit, I can come up off the stream and get my groove on. Let's go. Let's talk about this Legena Gold real quick, though. Let's get into it. So you guys, a lot of you guys know what's going on with the Jaguar Right thing. We're not talking about Jaguar today. We are talking about Legena Gold. And we want to talk about Legena Gold telling her story. Take that countdown down and let's run through these disclaimers real quick, you guys. You guys know this stream is definitely not for kids. DJ, let's go get my disclaimers up and let's run them real quick. Yes, run them, baby. Run them. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, thank you for joining us. We love you so much. Let's get through all these disclaimers real quick. Yes, remember this is my opinion and no one else's. Remember this is fair use disclaimer. All these are our opinions and you guys' lovely opinions. Hopefully you guys come and join the panel. You know what I mean? Don't be watching from the bushes. If you are watching from the bushes, that's cool. Come up out the bushes and jump your ass up on this panel and tell us what you think because it's important. We want to know, Trigger Gang. Leave some comments, talk in the chat, please. Moderators, let them know. Tell them to come up on the panel. We want to know. We want to know what you think about this, ladies and gents. Please, we want to know. We want to know what you guys think, how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Do you think, is this R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter? You know what I'm saying? Once she goes through hypnosis, what y'all thinking? This was a whole hour interview. So we're going to chop it up, chop it up, chop it up. But we're not going to chop this thing to 15 hours because that's not how we do this over here. We don't spend 15 hours on no live stream on one person. We got too much life to live. Like, we got too many stories to do. Hell no, you got me messed up over here. So let's go ahead and get this cracking real quick. Let me show you. And let's start off with this Real Life Street Stars interview with Legena Gold real quick. And let's get it popping. And you guys tell me what you think, Trigger Gang. Let's start it off right here.
As far as even who you are. Okay, so my memory evolves with my mom
If it's
being
too
in
loud.
a set house, like a four family flat type of house or a two family. It had other people, but it wasn't an apartment type. And I think that's when my mom probably died. That's when I went to this house called Wayburn, and that's when I started seeing my father for visits. And I was with a man named Nana. He raised me all the way to 2007. So we kind of moved to house, different house. We always have to abruptly leave all the time. And then when he left in 2007 to be a home of 8 in New York, then that's when I was shipped around with my grandfather's baby mother's family. Correct. And that's when I was everywhere in that house. So I didn't really have like a set house that I lived for more than 2 years. And it just been shipped all over.
Man. Okay. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, let's stay right there for a second. How was life for you growing up as a child, coming into womanhood and things like that? How was life for you just from your recollection? Was it fun times? Was it more so troubling? Were you like...
It was more of a Cinderella effect for me as far as having to always move. So, which each people, they come with their own sets of rules and things, how the ways how they process things or deal with things. So I had to learn each personality and mood. So I had to study people. And I had to do that in school as well because I was different schools. I went to like 3 or 4 different schools in 1st grade and 7th grade year. So it was a lot of different movement for me. So learning with different people and for me, it affected me as far as I just had to be observant and listen or think before anything else, before I interact with these people, because they all had a different type of pinpoint type.
I hear you. Well, I'm glad, again, to even, get this story is amazing as far as what implications to show.
Yeah.
So let's start at the end and let's work our way backwards. You, first and foremost, you yourself came out and said, hey, these are my parents.
Yeah.
How long were you in knowledge of that? How long were you feeling that? And also, what made you yourself come out and say it?
So these are memories I had, but I couldn't explain away. For my dad, I used to refer to him like the first guy, my first dad, until I got my other dad. But I used to didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell anybody because I'm like,
So my first dad until I got my other dad. So I do get the being passed around in the industry. But my first dad until I got my other dad. So we need to know how many dads she has. And I know she's trying to really explain. And I think that with the hypnosis thing and Jag wanting to do that, I think is definitely going to bring out some real interesting stuff. We don't know what it's going to bring out, but it's like this girl's talking about 2-3 different families. Do you know what I'm saying? And I understand she's saying that she's being shipped around. So I'm trying to be so sensitive, you know what I'm saying, to her situation. Because honestly, we don't know if it's true. You know what I'm saying? We can say what we want to say, but we are not the judges and the jury. The DNA is going to tell it. Forget that ancestry.com, because the truth is that unless somebody in R. Kelly's family or Leah does ancestry.com, there's not going to be any traces unless they get that blood and unless they match up that blood, and R. Kelly's in jail and his DNA is already on file. So that's really the best way to go. But let's just go ahead and keep on listening.
It sounds crazy. Nobody gonna believe me if I said my first dad was R. Kelly. I used to sing his songs in music class, and he just left me after his trial, and then came my second dad, and he was there for a moment, and then he eventually had to go to his next work. So for having that kind of memories, and so it kind of made me not listen to his songs growing up as much. So I didn't know the magnitude of who he was as an artist, because I personally wasn't. It hurted me, it triggered me, and then it was the people around me didn't have the questions, or they had the answers to the question. It just, they wasn't allowed to tell me it. So, and then from my mom, I remember seeing her on TV when I was like very young. Maybe I was 5 because my age range is different. So from the memories I do remember of seeing her on TV, and then my grandma saying not to say that, and then the waiver in the house that I mentioned. I was living in that house, and then we visited somebody's house.
Trigger Gang, we want you guys to get involved in this. We need some more people in the room, you guys. We will drop the link once we have some more people join us. Come on in. We got one person that'll come on in, drop your comments. We will drop the link in just a little bit once we get a little bit further in this interview. This interview is long though, listen, and we are not going to be here all morning. We are going to chop this up and move forward as quick as we can. But I do want to get some people on this phone line because I want to hear what you guys have to say. So let me get through this. I want to hear what you have to say. Drop your comments. So mods, please make sure that the comments are available to be dropped as long as they're appropriate. Please drop your comments. But if you want to step up on the panel real quick and talk, I am here for it. I want to hear what you have to say. Trigger Gang has been really, really quiet, for real. Y'all been quiet. But you guys have asked me to do this story. You guys have asked me about Jaguar, right? And to do something on Jaguar, something on Legena, something on this person, something on that person. So come on, let's go. Trigger Gang, get up in here. Get up in there. Get up in there.
And then I see my mom on her video, More Than a Woman, and I'm like, there she go. Like,
exactly.
Is this her? Like, she looked different. Her hair is different. And I'm like, it probably is her. And I'm like, this might be her. And then when she died, I wanted to differentiate her from the woman that I knew as my mom, and her to accept it better. So I just didn't say nothing because then, I'll never see her again. Because the type of relationship we had, she always kept her word. When it took a long time sometimes, but she always, when she said she was coming. So I just held on to that faith, and then.
So, what we're saying here is, before even all the allegations and things of that nature, Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, he is one of the most, what people may say, talented, individuals in the R&B genre, or even in music genre in the past few decades. And
whoops, Trigger Gang, he also forgot to add, he is also one of the most sickest men in the industry as well. Sorry, Real Life Street Stars. You forgot to add that shit too. Carry on.
For Aaliyah, for what she was going to be and what she was going to do in her life, she was one of the greats.
Yeah.
It has been confirmed that there was a relationship there.
Yeah.
They did, from what we've seen in like Surviving R. Kelly. I don't know if have you watched Surviving R. Kelly or anything like that?
No.
Don't even worry about watching it. But it was shown that yes, they were in a relationship. Leah's parents knew about it. There was possible unborn child. There was, they had romance. At their age, it was confirmed, at least through what we've seen in court documents as far as a marriage annulled.
Yep.
But what we know is that no child was ever born of them. R. Kelly went off and, after he wrote her albums, went off and, did his thing. She went off and did her thing. But what we also know, back in the 90s, you're able to hide a lot of things. You could stay gone for 6 to 7 to 8, 9 months and not be seen by the public, or you only show them what you want them to see. Yeah. Back then, this is before social media. So it does make your story even more incredible because it's like the possibility of it being there. So what I would ask you is, have you ever thought to verify the truth? Have anybody stopped you from trying to verify the truth? Have you attempted to verify the truth based on the memories that you've had?
Yes, I talked to my second family about my memories, and then they was all trying to say maybe it's the past life. It wasn't like a thing for me thinking I'm mentally crazy. So it was just more of, that's interesting. And they kind of brushed it off a lot. They wasn't saying nothing. They didn't say, oh, it's not true. Oh, you're lying. They just said, interesting, or let me post something about my mom online. Then they look at it and then they just hand me back my phone or something. Like, it's not like, do you actually think, do you believe me or believe that? It was nothing like that. So for people saying that, the media is saying that now, I didn't get that same energy. They made us, because they didn't try so hard to say, oh, it's not true, made me believe myself even more, because I'm like, this is the emotion. And then the emotion I have personally for my parents, it brings me to tears. It makes me feel away. And I'm not the type to move out of emotions as much or trying to actions. I'm more of a thinker. So me coming out is because I have some answers that I found myself, and I believe in myself, my heart.
So I have to ask you then, what made you want to share this information with the world? Because sometimes some people will know these things and they'll take it to their grave. Tell us what made you, and what did you expect after you brought it out to the world?
From the messages my mom left me in her songs, as far as 1 in a million, it's a code, it's a clue. I have a 1 in a million type of eye condition where it's a different pigment, or it's different colored a little bit. So that's the 1 in a million type of eye disease. And also from Anastasia Steele. That's 50 Shades. Anastasia from the Anastasia movie, as far as her song. And then you see it was a girl that was adopted, and then she finally met her family. And also Erica Kane. It's All My Children character, where she had 2 daughters. One was adopted, that she was raped by, sorry to say that word, but the R word from a famous person when she was 14 years old. And her mother, they gave the baby away for adoption and made sure not to bring it up. So eventually the girl would forget it.
Wow. So with that being said, with you coming out and, kind of letting the world know, you ruffled a lot of feathers where people were like, what? And like you said, normally people will shut down rumors immediately. These rumors haven't been shut down as even I would expect for them to be shut down, with proof showing that, anything is of the contrary of what you're saying. So what did you expect, even with coming out and saying this, and or having these thoughts and having these feelings, and letting your memories out and kind of saying this? What did you expect how did you expect the world to receive you?
The same way they're receiving it now. The same way. I thought about it. I'm like, I sound like I'm crazy. It's gonna be hard to prove, but I know from my heart and know what the world is capable of. And the fact that they went so hard to try to dispel what I've been saying, I felt like I needed people to see me, because they were doing that to me privately and nobody knew who I was. And I was kept trying to reach out and try to
All right, Trigger Gang, I want to say something real quick. Now, what she's saying right there, now, part of me right there, when she says, I've been trying to expose this for a long time, and I just wanted to get out there and say something, because I've been trying to say it for a long time, since August, but I couldn't really say it because they were trying to stop me from saying it. And I wanted to get my face out there before something happened. Part of me right there feels like she was scared. The other part of me, definitely, like Legena says herself, and she even says it for herself, she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know if she's 28 or 30. She's been told multiple things that she's, 28. 30. She doesn't know. But I think that part of her trying to get her story out is because I think that she was afraid that something was going to happen to her. Maybe that's her story. But I think that part of her getting her face on TikTok and trying to do that is because she did believe that something was going to happen to her. And if she didn't get her face all over every single platform, maybe she believed, in her honest to God heart, whether she's mentally ill or not, that if she didn't get out there, that she was going to come up missing very quickly. Do you know what I mean? Because she felt like they were trying to dispel everything that she said. And also, they were taking her IDs, and she felt like that she was not safe. So she was going to come up missing unless she got her face out there, and unless she got with the biggest whistleblower in town. And at that point in time, the biggest whistleblower in town was Jaguar Wright. And I think unless she teamed up with somebody like that, I think she felt like because of her traumatic life of being shipped everywhere. So she says, allegedly, unless she got with the biggest whistleblower, she was not safe, and something was going to happen to her. If all those things happened just before she left Michigan, people following her and her brother breaking into her house, or whatever the situation may be with her family, her second family and first family, and all that stuff taking place, just everything that they went through supposedly to hide her, I think that she felt like she was truly going to come up missing, and this is why she needed to get her story out and let you guys see her and all this stuff. This is what she's telling her. This is the direction and the narrative that it looks like that this whole story is kind of flowing into. Because when I heard this interview last night, I was like, I do not want to watch a whole hour of this, but I felt like it was necessary in order for me to truly understand all of it before I even started up a live that I knew nothing about. Do you know what I mean? I really need to see it from both sides of the coin. And I really felt part of that from her. Like, she was fearful. Do you know what I mean? The other part of me felt like, okay, you're trying to get close to Jaguar, right? So that you can get a little bit of attention, a little bit of clout. Do you know what I mean? You need to be seen, because every single story, every single question that he's asking her, she's smiling and laughing and just carrying, kind of smiling. And some people do have a nervous laugh, a nervous smile, whatever the hell it is, whatever the hell it may be. But she's smiling like, oh, she's grinning and happy to be here. But, some people have that nervous laugh and that nervous smile, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And she may have a piece of that too. I'm really trying not to judge this girl and really just kind of hear it for what it is. So let's carry on, Trigger Gang. But I think that she's got a little bit of that going on, because in the event that she's not Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter, then guess what? Then you just, brought this whole story to the internet. For what reason? Because you want some attention. And if that's the case, I do believe that mental health is going to give her all the attention that she needs and then some. Let's move forward.
Reach out. So that's why I wanted to contact Jaguar Wright, as far as help, asking her to help me, because she knows the how extreme this can get, this kind of world can get, and she survived it. And I view her as like how my mother would have probably ended up, or to speak her truth, or who knows. She survived the industry, so.
And it's crazy because, we actually have Jaguar right here behind the camera. And I actually want to ask Jaguar Wright to as far as advice, what did you feel when she reached out to you, when she told her truth? Because you come from a lot of people who have had lies and are now, not saying I don't want to use the word exposed, but let's say some things are coming to light. And now you're seeing another situation where things are coming to light. What were your thoughts when she reached out to you, if you don't mind to speak?
By the way, I just want to shout out your edit in dialect, because the word exposed it's played out. It's old. It's whack like a Jerry curl waiting to die. We're going to change it to illuminate.
Oh.
There are things that are being illuminated, Mm-hmm.
So she reaches out to you.
Yeah.
She has this story, and therefore it piques your interest, I'm assuming, at least a little bit. And therefore, we have her here in Dallas.
Yeah.
We have her here by own accord to even want to speak on this scenario. And she was able to do the Dalladelphia podcast. Do you feel like her story is one of many based
Absolutely. I do not believe that she is special. I do not believe that she is a rare case. What I do believe is that she is the most important story because she is one of the shunned children of the entertainment industry. These niggas, they do all kinds of wild shit. And then they fuck up. And then they want to erase reality like it never happened.
Yeah.
And there are so many of these children, like Lagena Gold, who are victims and casualty of their brazen, narcissistic, sociopathic ways. Her. Now you got the little LL Cool J baby. What's his name? The Love Benji. Ain't your name Love too?
Yes.
It's like now Diddy got the new baby Love. Like, what is this? Some kind of underground sex trafficking railroad? Something going on.
Let me ask. When you saw a situation like where the Love Benji guy comes out saying, "Hey, LL fathered me," and you see there's a resemblance there. What are your thoughts when you see something like that? Because this happened after you came out publicly.
And I'm like, his name Love too? Like,
that's the first thing.
I'm like, that's kind of, it's not coincidental at all. And I believe his story. I believe they do things like this. They
said the magic word.
Mm-hmm.
The magic word he said was NDA. Do you know what NDA stands for?
Yes.
Nigga, don't ask. Let me go turn that off.
Right. A non-disclosure agreement for those who in the political world. So I have to ask you then, for those that might say, Legena, you don't resemble R. Kelly, Aaliyah to a T.
Yeah.
What would you say to that as far as someone saying that, hey, you don't look like your dad, you don't look like your mother? You know, normally
I have two words, DNA and biology. So everybody don't look like their parents. Somebody look like their grandparents. Somebody look like their great-great-grandparents or the great auntie. That's how life is. And especially if you're in a Black community, you have different shades, different variety of Blackness. So.
Oh yeah. No, I have 3 sisters.
Yeah.
All by the same mother and father. Yeah. If you saw us all together, you'd be like, there's no way. One is light as hell. Mm-hmm. Others dark. I mean, it's crazy. So trust me, I know exactly where you're coming from. I know exactly what you mean. Now, do you ever feel like there could be a chance possibly that maybe you are the child of Aaliyah, but a different father? Or you're the daughter of R. Kelly, but a different mother?
I thought of it, but I believe I'm my mom's child. So if she has a different dad somewhere, another guy that's willing to, engage with a teenager, then. But I also remember him visiting me. So when he kind of figured like
he was in her life,
he was in my life. So he would have done a DNA test about me too. So
yeah, I personally feel like R. Kelly had a different kind of for him to even have been intimate with Aaliyah. What are your thoughts on that scenario as far as just the age difference of what that mother and fatherhood could be for you?
It's horrible. Know that like somebody I once loved and like very appreciated, I feel like he couldn't do no wrong in my eyes, just to find out in school like he did. And it's like, now as a adult, it explains certain things, questions I had as a kid. Why can't I have been with my parents the same way? But now I know why, and I know why my grandma reacted that way.
Right.
So
I must ask you then, and again, this could be emotional as far as just even speaking on the topic. It was August of 2001 in which we lost Aaliyah to a plane crash.
Yes.
Was not supposed to happen. Plane was overweight, leaving a video shoot for Rock the Boat, and these things happen. So me, I'm a little older, so I was kind of like aware. Like I think I was at IHOP when I found that out, and it was just so unbelievable. But the problem was the world was shut down by that news. But then 9/11 happened literally a couple of weeks later, where New York was attacked, which maybe took a little bit of what was going on with Aaliyah away from that. And therefore now we're focused on this war in Iraq and things. Again, I know you're a child at this time, but for this stuff to be happening, you're young, to see the passing of Aaliyah, but then also, America getting attacked. And I don't know how much you know at this time, but even retrospectively looking back, what are your thoughts as far as just losing the world losing Aaliyah, you losing Aaliyah, just everything that happened with that, and then of course us having to respond to the New York attacks right after.
The thing about it is, when I found out my mom died, it was through her Rock the Boat video, so that was already happened, and I didn't know until probably a year later. And for the Twin Towers, I kind of don't remember it actually either. So it was just a foggy history. I might be able to remember it through the hypnosis I'm going to be doing in Philadelphia. But
so I'm going to touch right back to that. Well, actually, let's talk about it now. So,
yeah,
Philadelphia TV Network, and I want to definitely shout out Jaguar Wright, shout out Goomba for what they're doing, and the stories they're bringing to light. Because again, a lot of people are able to speak up now on things that they wouldn't speak up on before. Jaguar kind of opened up somewhat the floodgates of being able to tell your truth, and that's all it is. Can no one tell you what your truth is, except for you? I mean, whole lie, whole fabrication. My truth is my truth, and can't nobody tell me different because this is the way I see it. Yep. You are willing and said openly that you're willing to go through a hypnosis process.
Yes.
Basically, a hypnosis process can not only unlock memories, but also, have you be able to speak on those memories while you're in the process. Have you ever been through a hypnosis process ever?
I remember a guy that I worked with as an online casino dealer. He was hypnotizing people, and so that was my first time seeing anything being hypnotized. Or I wasn't the one that been hypnotized, but maybe because I didn't trust him in that situation. But I've seen somebody literally been hypnotized, and he told her to do a lot of things, and I've seen it. So I'm like, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And that same person is actually in trouble by being intimate with certain people he hypnotized. And the casino world is small too. So I heard different stories from that same guy, or different people talking about the same guy. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, there was also, I want to speak to R. Kelly. Again, I know you haven't watched Surviving R. Kelly, but he is currently locked up for 30 years for trafficking underage girls.
Yep.
He, of course, had 3 different cases. One dropped, one convicted him of 30 years, the other's looking for 25 years. He's still here. What are your thoughts, as far as when you're going through that scenario?
My thoughts is for the female or the victims that he hurted. And as a human being, I'm on their side, because if somebody was to do that for somebody he cared about, then he should understand other people care about other people too. And wrong is wrong, regardless. And it hurts me as the young me, and to know, but not really the adult me. And I understand. I still need to overwork my own trauma with that situation.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to really say on that matter as much.
I have to ask you then, I think you were able to speak with Azriel Clary's father.
Yeah.
Just yesterday.
Yeah.
How was that conversation? I mean, do you know the story of Azriel Clary? She was one of the 2 who actually, even during his trial, was basically live-in. They were there still up until a certain point, but they were actually there fighting for him. They were on Gayle King, trying to defend his name, defend his honor. How was it talking to her father, and what are your thoughts of her? Because I believe she's way younger than you.
Yeah.
And she, of course, was, in a relationship with R. Kelly. What are your thoughts as far as talking to her father, and also what the situation she went through and probably is still going through?
For talking with him, I felt remorseful on behalf of my father as far as father and daughter love, and I still feel that way, that remorse for his victims, like I done it myself, even though I didn't. And also, I stand at my mom was a victim of him too, so I just see my mom and these many females or many people that he hurted. And far as seeing that I had to Google her, so to know that she still had his side, but it's a thing called the Stockholm syndrome. So I'm pretty sure that's where she probably got that admiration for him, from that Stockholm syndrome.
Right. What do you feel? Um, Aaliyah's not here to speak for herself as far as what she was going through at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But what are your thoughts as far as people in the music industry taking advantage of either people that's younger or less fortunate, with less money, with less power? What are your thoughts on that type of mechanism going on in the music industry, or just in the entertainment industry in general?
Weak people target weak people or strong people, and I don't get it from a human standpoint. I don't get it, and I see the wrong in it. And people like my father deserve to be locked up or punished for their crimes. It's certain things you don't do. It's certain things you should try to strive not to do. And because of that power, or the power they think that they have, they succumb to a lot of things that made them weak.
Exactly. So I have to then ask, R. Kelly himself has stated that, he was molested at a young age. He's been open about that.
Yeah.
His brother, who was on the documentary, confirmed that, yes, no, we had an older family member
Sister.
that
I'm disappointed with her too, actually.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Because this kind of forms the man to be who he is in a sense.
Yeah. Because the thing is, it's hard because as a grown up, I'm like, well, why would you do that to your own? Why would you do that to kids, period? And for you to do that, because I know I wouldn't be here. So I'm just saying from as an adult standpoint, why would you do that as a sister, as an older one? Because I know she was like a teenager too, but she was older and she should know better. And I'm like, where did the root of this came from?
So, Trigger family, this is rough. This just goes down the rabbit hole. This rabbit hole is just getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. I don't know if a lot of you guys heard about, and she's not going to talk about it on the stream, but a lot of you guys heard about the fiance of the alleged twin brother calling in and talking about that. And allegedly, she has a twin brother, and the twin brother's fiance is pregnant with twins, which is kind of crazy. And so she called in, and what struck me as a little bit weird and odd was the fiance wanted to talk on behalf of the twin brother, but when the interviewer asked to speak to the twin brother was like, I really don't want to get involved, or, I don't want to get on the phone, you can just talk to her. And then the interviewer asked the twin brother, and I'm going to play that later on too. The interviewer asked the twin brother, or asked the sister-in-law, well, do you have her phone number? And she was like, well, I don't. And she was like, well, can you guys call her right now? Like, just to verify that you guys are who you are. And she was like, well, he can. But I can't. But he can. And it was really weird because, he didn't want to get on the phone. But if you guys are, trying to dispel all these things about this young lady and saying that you guys are family and she's lying and that she has a twin, then let me tell you something. If this was my sister, I'm jumping on the phone and I'm telling it all, for sure. And I'm letting you know that she's mentally ill and that we are legally sisters and that we have the same mom and that she is claiming that Aaliyah is her mom, but Aaliyah is not my mom. Like, trust and believe me, I'm getting on that phone so that we can get some stuff straightened out. I'm definitely calling my sister right there with the interview. Like, I'm doing all that to get her ass off this TV screen, to get her ass off of these platforms and to get my family out the limelight. Like, You know what I'm saying? For real. I have a lot of, family members that are, mentally ill, and mental illness is not a game. You know what I mean? And one thing that I do want to say in this stream, real quick, to a lot of my viewers, because I know a lot of my viewers and a lot of people, channel holders, do suffer from mental illness. And it's not something, you guys, that is forever. Some people suffer with just anxiety. Some people suffer with just depression. Some people suffer with some real serious shit like schizophrenia, bipolar, and those things are, more long term and more longevity. But, mental illnesses, the smaller cases and different things are not forever. Do you know what I mean? So those, smaller mental illness issues, as long as you take care of them and as long as you have self-care, you can actually take care of yourself and be mentally well, and live a great life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people need to realize too, that if you are mentally ill, if you take care of yourself, you can actually live a quality life and not, be snapping off on everybody and going crazy all because you have mental illness. It's not something that needs to, go all over the place. It needs to be crazy every single day and chaotic, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? So, but this type of mental illness where you got stories and you're, diagnosed with schizophrenia, you do have schizophrenic moments where you don't know who you are. You do have dissociative disorders, where you don't know who your family is. You don't know none of that shit. And it's a really scary thing. You know what I mean? Dissociative disorders are scary, you know what I mean? But remember, a lot of people on this damn internet need to remember we are not therapists. And for the ones that are therapists, they ain't got no business, being on this damn internet trying to diagnose everybody. They need to do their jobs from 8 to 5, in their office. And if they want to do the stuff, but we still don't have any proof. I want some DNA. I want some blood dropped. So let's keep on going with this thing real quick. I want to see some blood drop. Then we could talk about this.
And was it somebody else did it to her? And then the next one is like, where do we stop? And these people need help. And I resent her for doing that too.
And let's not get this confused. I'm not saying that I believe the story because this story is all over the place. So by no stretch am I saying that I believe even a tinge of the story, because there are too many family members, too many people that are coming out saying that no, sweetheart. I'm your cousin. I'm your mother. I'm your father. but they gotta, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of questions that are unanswered, and these people are not coming. These people are not coming again to the forefront. But the people that she's alleging are also not suing her, but they could also not want to waste their time, money, and energy for this random and bogus ass story. So that also could be it. So that could be the problem, and that could be why. So you never know. Let's continue.
To him, and also I resent him to doing that to other people. So
speaking of help, do you feel like even having this knowledge and these thoughts that, that you needed any type of therapy, any type of, psychosomatic treatment or anything like that? Like, how has that been going for you?
I already reached out to a therapist before I got hospitalized. So I was already on the process of healing my own self, talking to my therapist. I told my doctor I needed anxiety pills, and because I had a panic attack like 2 years ago. Oh, wow. So,
you know what caused that panic attack? Do you know what it was about? I mean, I know you don't really panic attacks come from anywhere, but do you kind of feel where that was coming from?
I was by myself, and I was like, I felt like I lost something, and it was a secret I needed to know. So I was asking the people around me, and then they was all being very suspicious. They was acting very sus. And I'm like, so it just kind of made me more nervous. And then something happened to me in Cleveland. And when I wanted to move out to Cleveland, so it was a lot of situation there too. Like I felt like I was getting forced to stay in Detroit and forced in. So it kind of made me get a panic attack.
Wow.
Something else. And it probably can be able to come forth with by the
hypnosis.
Yep, hypnosis. Thank you.
So I'm curious. You said you had got clinical help before, like you've been hospitalized?
No.
Okay, so
that was my first time ever.
Wow. So how was that for you as far as How the doctors treat you? How, like, do they reality check? I mean, how did... man.
It brought me to a point where I feel like people was questioning my words, so I questioning my mentality, because the nurses deal with every kind of people, and the doctors and psychiatrists, they deal with a lot of people. And I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not crazy. The only way you go there is if you're harming others or yourself. And I didn't do anything. I was just in my own house, expressing myself online, my truth. And I was in there, and the nurses, they strapped me up. Well, the police came to my house. It was like 8 officers all together, 2 to 3 EMS people, workers. So they all came for me, and then they strapped me up. And I'm like, I'm not even harmed. People looking at me like I'm dangerous.
Yeah, like, and be honest, were you doing something that would be conceived as dangerous, you feel?
Well, I was resisting the cops.
Before that, though, before the cops even got there.
No.
So 8 of them pulled up to restrain you, I guess you could say.
Yeah, 5 of them was in my home, 3 was outside. It was...
Who was all there? Like, who called the people on you? Like, who was...
the second family, the De Jesus. It was Zamonique De Jesus. She's a junior. She's that name after her mother. And then Shaquita De Jesus. They came. I gave Zamonique a key, because she gave me a key of her house when we were still speaking terms. The other sister, her sister, I didn't see her for a year because we fell out, because she liked to hold my things from me. And so she came on the 5th. I went viral on the, I believe, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of February. And then the 5th of February, they came to my place with a police officer. And then they said they couldn't do nothing. And then I have a video, if you look at my my Instagram or Facebook, and you see them 2 ladies outside trying to make it seem like I was going to kill myself. And I'm like, I'm not suicidal. You don't got to worry about nothing. I don't want you here, though. So you got to leave.
Wow.
And then by the 6th day, by the February 6th, which is the next day, they came back again. She opened the door. I was about to take a shower, so I was almost naked all the way. And 5 officers came in my house, and they handcuffed me and had to dress me and take me outside.
Do you feel this would have happened if you did not say what you said and come out? Do you?
No.
Wow.
No.
Oh man, that's why it's like.
I said I've been saying this since like August, and I've been saying that they had handlers for like 2 years prior to them. I went viral on the.
It hit the right ears.
Yeah, the right ears. Yep.
How was that for you going viral? Again, you hit the shade room and everything. How was that, seeing that your face and you're everywhere? Did you expect that one? And how was it seeing yourself like with technically millions of views everywhere, where people are looking at your story?
So I went to the hospital. So they I seen that I was getting traction, and I'm like, good. As long as whether it was negative comments, I need people to see me, just because in fact I feel like they was gonna hurry up and try to stop me. So I needed people's eyes on me. And in case they did take me, y'all know who it is.
Right.
And I'm not the first one.
Very true. Very true. Very true. So again, August, you've been saying this.
Yep.
But before August, how long were you wanting to say this? Like, wanting to come, like, was it always in you to?
I wasn't sure. I kept denying, because everybody kept saying, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, even since I was a kid. So I'm like, maybe it's not true. Maybe it's not true. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe it is. And I'm like, the way I'm crying over this, the way I feel, this is not normal. I like for the second mom, when she had a stroke, I didn't know I loved her until then. And that's not normal to say that or think that. And also, they never invoked this kind of emotion. And I remember every trauma I had prior to a lot of things. So I'm pretty much remember the traumas I had. So it made me feel away. It was certain timelines in my memories. So I remember this because of what I went through.
Understandable. Mm-hmm. Now, also on Philadelphia TV network, outside of hypnosis, you're possibly going to do a live DNA test.
Yes.
You want to do this, correct?
Yes.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, I want to do it. It's for me more than anybody else. And this is the memories. I just want to justify my memories and validate that and the emotions I feel. And hypnosis or ancestry DNA's type testing. I
So,
mean, but
Trigger Gang,
So
what you
let's
something.
guys,
let's play
what
it
do
two
you
ways then.
guys think about hypnosis? So, somebody in the chat, anybody, and even if you guys do come back to this recording, I want Trigger Gang, tell me what you guys think about hypnosis. How do you feel about somebody being hypnotized to come out with the truth? Do you guys think that hypnosis, that's what it takes to come out with all those deep memories? And I'm not saying that it takes hypnosis to come out with the truth, but does it take hypnosis to kind of trigger those memories? What is it going to take for Lagena Gold to come out with, to figure out what her story is? How do you guys feel about hypnosis? Me personally, ugh, I don't know. I don't know. Ugh, I don't know. That's crazy. But whatever it takes, to each its own. I don't know. I have no judgment. I place no judgment on that. I'm kind of like, whatever rocks your boat, whatever whatever you need to do to get to your truth type thing. That's how Trigger rolls. I'm just like, whatever floats your boat. If you need some rocks to get to your heaven, if that's what you need to worship to get to your whatever, to get to your truth, then do it. You know what I'm saying? I try not to place no judgment. That hypnosis thing is just it rubs me the wrong way because of the story. I'm like, you need hypnosis? What do you mean you need hypnosis? Like, so I understand that as a child, for me, there's a lot of things that I don't remember, but I still have some memories, if that makes sense. I still have some fond memories, you know what I mean, some little memories or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I still have some of those, but I don't know if I need hypnosis to pull out the memories that I don't have, because I have a very, complicated past as well, of being with my parents. So I don't know. When I think of hypnosis, I just go, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's true.
Yeah.
What would you want to happen next if you are the daughter of R. Kelly and Aaliyah? Of course, Aaliyah is not here no more, but I believe her parents still run her estate. R. Kelly is still here. I don't know who runs his estate. I'm sure his people still run his estate, but of course, it's in a negative. What do you want to happen next? Are you still living a normal life? I mean, are you pursuing to know more about your parents? Do you want acceptance from the world and also their families? What do you want to happen next?
I want to be able to get justice for my mom and to continue her legacy and make more people watch her and know who she is and continue her legacy. But for my dad estate, I don't really have interest in it. Maybe his other children might, but
that's what I was gonna say. He has other children, which means that you're a relative by birth of the same father.
I would like to meet my siblings from him. I will do that. I kind of remember a little girl. I think her name Baby Blue, my sister, which is Joanne, the junior.
Yes, the junior of his mother who passed away. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Grandma. And too, I kind of remember her. Like, I thought she was my mom's daughter too. So I'm not sure if they did anything weird with that situation or not, but we'll find out. Yeah,
no, and once we do find out again, Aaliyah, she had no other children. So therefore, some stars pass away with giving birth to no children. But if this, of course, could, and if it is true, it could be like just what? You're right. As far as legacy goes on, you're carrying something forward.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of that, if a DNA test is done, I gotta get your thoughts on it, and it comes back that no, you're not related to R. Kelly or Aaliyah. What does that do for you mentally? And two, what is your next step after that?
Of course, I'll probably get like a backup DNA or backup entry, something to have a second opinion, because this is a memory I still feel, and I know people will go to the highest to change a lot of things. And if it's not it, then will go seek mental help and wonder why I'm getting these memories of being her daughter versus anybody else.
So as far as and let's just go down the narrative is if it doesn't come back as 100% or 99, whatever the number is, showing that what it is, technically who would be your biological father, your biological mother, outside of these two people? Where were they at? What would they say in that scenario? Like, hey, do you have contact with them still to this day?
They came, the second mom came with the sisters of mine and for me, but I didn't talk to her or see her, or she didn't. I haven't spoke to her in months actually. And with the second father, I asked him, I'm like, about who my parents was, and I'm like, I remember you knowing who my mom was, and I remember you talking to my granddad and my grandma. So who are you? Like, right. And you are currently a living in home health aid right now. And he also told me that he was 2 years, and his birth certificate, his real age, he's 2 years older than his birth certificate. Mm. So I'm like,
so are you?
So what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? 2 years older than his birth certificate. Isn't she 2 years older than her birth certificate, or 2 years younger than hers? It seems she also said before that she had multiple birth certificates. So she got to figure out some things. But listen, I also thought about this. It's also easy for her to go down to Social Security office and get her birth certificate and get fingerprints too, to find out who she is. But she also needs a blood test. Like, all this stuff will just be resolved with a blood test. But I don't know, personally, you guys, if it were me, if I would have brought myself to the internet. I don't care whose daughter I am. I don't care if I'm the Queen of England's daughter. I think I would have took myself straight to the DNA office and just been like, let me just go in and see, because this is just shit. This shit's insane. Do you know what I'm saying? I think she needed and wanted some attention, and this was the way to get it. Either she wanted the attention for her protection, or she wanted the attention for the fame and the views, and her whole face is giving. Her whole face is giving that. And this interview is giving that. Like, I'm getting my 5 minutes of fame. It's giving me that. And I'm not trying to do that to her because I want this little girl, this grown-ass woman, to get all the help and the blessings that God has to give her, for real. And that's real talk.
You got some.
Are you able to either tell us your age, tell us your birthday?
I think I'm either born in 1993, 1994, 1995. Even though when you see the one of the youngest pictures of me, it looked like I'm 5 years old in 1998. But they said I'm supposed to be 3 years old. I look like I'm 5, and you can see it on my page too. So, and then it explains why I grew like body hairs older than most girls my age.
Definitely. So, do you have young videos, pictures? Do you have a lot of that? Like, as far as just old photographs or videos?
My second father, Nana, said he doesn't have any. I was living with him pretty much.
Very coincidental. There's a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have any, and I was living with him and not his baby mom, which is my grandpa's baby mom too. So it just.
Man, I'll say this, man. We've seen celebrities go through extensive measures to hide their children. I think Karl Malone was just exposed for having a child with a 13-year-old. Denied the child forever, and then finally, when they did a DNA test and it was his, the child support was too much for him, even though he was an NBA player. And he finally met him at 17 years old and said, "Hey, I got, you're already grown. I can't do nothing for you." So we have seen people of stature go through extreme lengths to continue their careers without much of a hiccup. But I have to ask then, do you have any talents? Like, you're
singing. Yeah. I sing. I dance. I used to dance in high school, and also I want to pursue acting as well. And I also do art, like painting, do little crafts here and there. And I film videos on YouTube or online. So you'll see me making my own intros and outros and logos too. I do graphic design as well. So.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the fact that have you recorded any records at all?
I did feature in somebody's song before.
Man,
but I'm gonna be recording this year. That's my goal. At first I lost my my passion for it.
Yeah.
But then I recently got it back, so I was like, okay, let me do this. Let's do it.
The name Legena, do you feel like that's your real name?
That's the name I made for myself because I was raised as Angela.
I see.
And so it's an acronym for Angela, Legena. And you put it to mix it, it's Angela.
So do you feel Angela is your real name?
No. My real name I feel is Love.
Definitely.
Love, Lila Halton.
Definitely. So you're in Dallas now. Again, you were able to come out to Dallas to an episode on the Philadelphia Network with Jaguar Wright. Very courageous of you to leave Detroit. How has things been for you since telling your truth? We're going on we're in mid-February. Well, I mean, we're going on March now. How have things been for you outside of the February 5th getting caught? It sounds like it's been a roller coaster. How are things for you now? How have the past few weeks been? How have you been dealing with it all?
So when I learned some things being hospitalized, more self-care, more my anxiety did calm. Even though I was wrongly diagnosed, but my anxiety did calm. He fixed something. And I came and met beautiful people because Jaguar Wright and Sean or King Payne, they reached out to me.
Shout out Sean Davey wearing King Payne.
Yep, they reached out to me and helped me. We had an interview already. So it brought good people that I need to be around in my life. And I'm learning new things. I just started eating back meat again after not eating it for 5 years. So I'm like,
what made you stop?
Animal life.
And real quick to you guys, and definitely want to give, and for real, I did a stream actually about humanity versus humility, and it was titled All About the Trees and the Sean Davy Way Show. I do want to give a shout out to them too, the Sean Davy Way Show and All About the Trees. You know, the Trees actually did a whole live stream about Sean Davy Way, and at the end of her, and I played it too on my last live. And at the end of my clip, I played the last part of her clip saying she will not be accepting any cash apps. This is not a money grab. She was concerned about her friend Sean Davy Way, you know, just situation about the exploitation and how he came on his show and he was very humble. You know, he came out in tears and he was truly broken, you know, about Legena Legena Gold, and just, you know, how he felt like he wanted to do more for her and he just didn't like how the situation went. It wasn't supposed to go like that. And I really just appreciated Sean Davy Way's humility, just to his crowd and just to everybody, you know what I mean? Putting himself out there on a platform. You know, his platform is like 10 times bigger than mine. And I appreciate content creators like that. I think that we need more of those. We need more people with integrity that are not afraid to say and take accountability and say, hey, I didn't know that was going to go like that, but because it did, this is where I'm at with it. And this is what I want to share with you guys. You know what I'm saying? How many content creators, and I said this last time and I'm going to say it again. How many content creators come up here on an accident and report the wrong story and report, oh my God, there were 3 kids in the house burning when there was like 1. And then don't come back and report the story and say, whoops, my bad. On the last stream, I said this, but I actually meant this. You know what I mean? And don't correct themselves. You know, there's not a lot out there that do that. You know, I'm a new content creator about a year and a half in, you know, so there's, you know, I follow a few of them, but not very many of them. You know, Nick at Night is another one. Shout out to her. Nick at Night, she does that. She will go in there and she will make throw herself into the fire and do that shit. And I saw the trees, just come out with humility. I saw Sean Davy Wade come out with humility. And those are two content creators that I do aspire to be like because they have integrity. You know what I'm saying? And I rock with that. I rock hard with that. And because of that, you know what I mean? I rock with them two those two content creators so hard. They are so concrete for that shit that I will give them a shout out all day long. So shout out to All About the Trees. Shout out to the Sean Davy Way Show all day long. I did tag them, you know what I mean? Much love to them for real. They get love on my damn streams. Every time I do it, I'm gonna shout them out. Because damn, go watch them. Triggered family, please, when you guys see this stream, go over there. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to them. I know that All About the Trees has a backup channel, and it's called, I believe it's Treeses. So go and get on her live stream and go to her backup channel. They're trying to get monetized. Shit, they may be monetized right now because they was almost there yesterday. So get up on there and please do that because she is dope. She's real. She will go ahead and light your ass up, but at the same time, she will love you. And Sean Davy Way is the same way. Hair flip and all, light you up. Come get your issue. Come get your issue. But then still, very loving, very concrete, very real. And I like that, and I can appreciate that. So let's move on. We're at the end of this. So thank you for the people that are hanging in there. If you've already been in here with me, stay in here, stay in the room, and hit that damn link. Don't be scared to hit that link and come up and talk to Trigger. You ain't never talked to Trigger, so come on, let's go. Let's get it.
Lives matter too.
Oh, no, it does. It does. So you went full vegan, or you just did like you still did eggs, or like what'd you do?
So 5 years vegetarian, and
she not vegan no more. She eating them chicken wings with Jag. She eating now, y'all. She thick now. She been eating them steaks, them chicken wings, that Louisiana good ass food, that Texas food, them burgers. That girl's not vegan no more. Legena done gained some weight. She thick now. Hell no, she ain't vegan no more. She eating that good ass food now. She left that vegan shit in Michigan. Go ahead, Legena girl.
2 years vegan.
Okay.
So now I'm back eating it. It started with eggs.
So wait, animal lives don't matter no more?
I think my anxiety went down, so I'm not anxious about it.
You don't hear them cries no more.
I might come back and I might feel bad again.
I'm gonna take you to a pig farm. We're gonna change the whole.
I don't eat pork.
I'm just messing. Hey, listen, I eat meat. Hey, I'm sorry to everyone who don't. I'm sorry.
Sorry, little animals.
Sorry, little animals.
Hell no, it don't matter no more.
So with that being said, what do you expect next for you after? Again, you're gonna go through the hypnosis process.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go through the DNA test. You got the world watching. Whether right or wrong, or whether fact or fiction, what's next for you in your life? What do you plan for you? Because now you're in Dallas, you're traveling. Your face card, you're on the Real Life Street Stars now. What's next for you as far as for what you want in your life? Again, whether outside of who your parents are, what do you want to do next for yourself?
I just want to do what makes me happy and live in my truth and be free and to meet beautiful people along the way and to create good memories, one that's going to outweigh any bad ones I had, and to learn more. I like learning and receiving, and I'm just up. It's up.
Are you worried that like some guy is gonna come prey on you that you're R. Kelly Aaliyah's daughter and come put some R. Kelly Aaliyah grandbaby in you or something? I mean, you don't worry about these things? Like someone's gonna chase some clout?
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people, even before I was known, wanted to use something or get some kind of association with me for some reason. So
the world we live in, you can't run from it.
Yeah.
Man, it's very interesting, man. I give you points for your courageousness, for your bravery.
Thank you.
To come on this platform, tell your truth again. Who am I to tell you what your truth is? Who are anyone in the comments or anyone watching at home? If y'all I mean, I'm like, somebody disprove her. I mean, somebody discredit her. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, hey, somebody come forward and show me something that we ain't seen. And therefore I'll say, okay, man, but ain't no one did that. That's why it's gotten to even our ears to like, man, we need to have her on this couch and let her tell a story, because we're all about letting someone tell their side and tell their story. If someone wants to come and debunk that, please come sit on this couch. You're welcome. Come bring your proof and show your receipts.
Yeah.
We'll have you here.
I love to see it.
There you go. For those that do want to follow you, follow your movement. I believe I see you on TikTok Live. I think you're on Instagram Live. I see you on a few things. So if you don't mind, tell us all the platforms that you're on. What's all your platforms that you're missing?
So on my Instagram and Facebook as Lagena Gold. And also on YouTube is Lagena Gold as well.
Spell it for them in case they don't.
So Lagena, and Gold is GOLD. And it's on my YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And on my TikTok, I'm Legena Love Gold. So it's Lagena LOVEGOLD.
And if you right now could speak to, let's just say first and foremost, R. Kelly, what would you tell him if, let's say, he's right here in your face and it is proven that you are his child? What would you like to tell him?
I just want him to know that if you're not saying certain things because of me and you feel like my life is in danger, then go ahead and say it. And I did resent you as a kid. I was very hurt by you when you cried and you wanted to leave and you still chose to leave. Maybe you was threatened. I don't know what you did. And I'm very disappointed by your actions. But then I guess I wouldn't be here talking to you. And I feel like it was you could have done things differently, especially after you not being in my life and you seen what happened. And the conversation you're just going to have with God. So.
Yeah, no, it's crazy you say that because one prosecutor dropped their case and I believe in Illinois against R. Kelly, but the other state, I believe, is still going forward. And the only reason they're still going forward is because they feel like he hasn't been remorseful of what happened. They said we would drop our case and let him do the 30 and whatever, but we feel like he hasn't come to terms with what he's done. He hasn't seen any remorse. He hasn't said sorry. He's, of course he pled not guilty and he could fight that, but they haven't seen any remorse. So even for what you're saying, if he does ever look at you face to face and say, child of mine or not, I apologize for whatever you went through. That's a strong ask. If you had the ability to write a letter back to your mother, what would that letter consist of? What would you say to Aaliyah if you had a chance to write that letter and she could be able to see that?
Mom, your fans getting on my nerves. Getting on my nerves, Mom. And when I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm strong because of you, and I'm gonna keep fighting, and I'm gonna make sure we get justice, and I'm not stopping until then, and nobody can make that stop. So
there you have it, man.
But they're loyal.
There you go. Well, I gotta thank you again, man, for having the courage and the bravery to come on this couch and speak your truth.
All right, Trigger Gang, we are back. We are back. Thank you for being so patient. Thank you. Thank you. We had to hurry up real quick, guys. Let me go ahead and let's get the end of this interview popping. Listen, I have dropped a link for you guys. I want you guys to get in the comments real quick. Let me click over here. Let's get in the comments and let me again drop the link for you guys because after this live, I want to hear what you think. I really do. So let me go ahead and finish up this live. We're at the end of it. If you've already made it through, thank you so much for joining me. And we are going to chop it up. We're at the end of this live. We got like 2 seconds left. So here we go.
I can't say it enough, man. This is the best part. We have to say it, man. Lagena Gold on the couch, man. I have to say you are a real life street star. We salute you for even coming in and speaking to us and having us giving some of your time. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
We salute. Hey.
All right, and there you guys have it for real. And that is it. And that is all for the Street Stars. That's it. That is all. That is it, you guys. So that was the interview for Legena Gold, Angela Gold, Legena, or Mrs. Love. What is it? Lilac Love Gold, whatever. That is her name. She's trying to figure out her name, you guys. I dropped the link for you. I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you know what I'm saying? She's trying to figure out who she is. So they're saying that she is going to go on Philadelphia with her 6 episodes. You know what I mean? Trying to figure this thing out. Do you know what I mean? Trying to figure it all out. You know what I mean? And, they're going to go from there. And they're going to see just, you know what I mean, how this is going to rock, how they're going to rock with it. They're going to do a DNA test and they're going to do all these things. So we're going to see. We are going to see, you guys. So from that interview, I saw a lot of anxiety coming out. I saw a lot of confusion coming out. Do you know what I mean? I saw a lot. I seen a lot. I seen a lot. I seen a lot. It was crazy. Do you know what I mean? For real. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. I really do. Drop your comments if you're scared to hit the link. You know what I'm saying? This show is very, very respectful. This show is dope. So you can hit the link and come talk to me. V is on the line. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to know. I want to know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Lagena Gold? What do you think about her being Aaliyah and R. Kelly's love child? Coming up after all these years, 28, maybe 30 years later, coming out the box. What do you guys think about this? Tell me. I want to know. What do you guys feel? Do you guys think this is their daughter? Do you guys think that this is someone else's daughter, even after all the proof that we've seen all over TikTok? Her saying hi to her mom and dad and happy birthday and all that stuff. What do you guys think? There's a link. Anybody want to step up? Anybody want to talk? Anybody want to take the floor? Anybody want to drop a comment? You're free to do that. I want to know. What do you guys think? Is this R. Kelly's daughter? Is it as easy as going to go get a DNA test, you guys? Is it that easy? What do you think? What do you think needs to happen? Do you think that hypnosis is going to help her? Do you think that she needs to be hypnotized in order for us to figure out her past or for her to figure out her past? Because this is not about us, this is about her. But for whatever reason, she's making this public because she wants us to know. She wants justice for her mother, Aaliyah. That's what she's saying, her mother. So I'm trying to be respectful. Her mother, she wants to get justice. I'm wondering after, just like Real Life Street Star said, after it's all said and done, and she does find out maybe that Aaliyah is her mother, what is her plan in getting justice for Aaliyah? How is she going to do that? Is she just going to live on in Aaliyah's name, or does she plan on going after the people that blew up the plane, and set her up? You know what I mean, with the Damon Dash story. You know what I mean? What is her plan? Is she gonna plan on being an advocate like Jaguar Wright and trying to expose the whole industry for taking her mom's life? Like, what is her plan if this is her mother? If it's not her mother, what is her plan? Like he said, you know what I mean? Are you just gonna move on and find out who your real parents are, or find out that that person's second family is your family? You know what I mean? And like she said, I'm just going to get some more mental health. She said she's going to get some more mental health, for the fact of why she thinks that that is her mother. Do you know what I mean? So, what is her plan? I do wish this young lady for real the best. And that's just being honest. Whether Aaliyah is her mom or not, and whether R. Kelly is her dad or not. And if that is her daddy, I pray for her. every day, for real, because I would not want that to be my father. I would not want to be parading around that R. Kelly is my father. I would want to hide and put myself somewhere far away from that shit. And that's just being real. So, Trigger Gang, thank you so much for joining the show, for real. We normally do not go over no hour, but I wanted to see if somebody was going to come up in here and speak and drop the link and talk about it. But thank you so much for joining the show, you guys. We love you. This is Trigger TV, Hearts for Humanity. You know what I always say, please have a heart for humanity when humanity does not have a heart for you. Please be kind to this young lady. I know it's rough, it's rough out there, you know what I'm saying? But we never know what we're getting. But with this one, I just don't know what we are going to get. And that's just being straight real. I don't know why, her face is, this woman is smiling, during this thing. And maybe that's the way you get through stuff. Maybe that's just the way you get through things. Maybe that's how you do it. You know, people that have, they get nervous and that's what they do. So, I just want to say shout out to the entire chat for everybody being there. Thank you for being here on the show. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for being here, you guys. We love you so much. Remember that Hearts for Humanity. If you ever need anything, please reach out to us for Hearts for Humanity with the number 4 at gmail.com. We are here 24 hours a day with anything that you need, any mental health crisis, anything. If you ever want to reach out, we definitely have connections to send you to, and we are also here too, just to talk to. So, mental health crisis, you need somebody 24/7. Triggered is here, and we are here, and we are on the way for real. And we do help, and we specialize, and we do help everybody, and I mean everybody. So remember, Hearts for Humanity. If you need anything, you want to reach out, you have a story that you want told on the platform, please reach out to us. At Gmail is up. I will reach out to you personally and do your story on the platform, and talk to you and reach out to you. So please hit us up. We do crime, and we do a little bit of everything. So Trigger TV is tapped in. Remember, we do go live every day. We try and go live every day, at least every day, if not every other day. Sometimes we drop 3 times in one day. It just depends on how many times we want to bang on you. So thank you so much for watching. We love you so much, you guys, and we are out of here. So we love you. Thanks for joining us, and we will definitely see you on the next one. So come back and join us for another episode of Triggered TV. Remember, our mission is bringing one heart, one mind, one soul together, one day at a time, providing love and support to all victims of violent crimes and family members grieving their loved ones due to their stories being untold, you guys, and also bringing back a sense of humanity to help all communities in any way possible to end violence, and we mean it. So thank you so much for joining, guys. We love you. Flip that off of there. Ma, take that off so that we can definitely have our thing up. But we love you so much. And thank you so much for joining the stream. And remember to love one another each and every day in the best way that you can, you guys. And please be kind to one another because shit, this world's already hard enough to live day by day. It's hard enough, man, with COVID and everything that we've been through. So just try and love one another, open doors for each other, and just stay kind, man. We love you so much, and we'll be back with another one. Peace, and I'm out. And we